How do I maintain my faith in God even when bad things are happening? Is a question I get asked very often. But I'll tell you, everything I've endured is what helped to get me to a place of unwavering faith. My experiences have shaped my journey in such a way where I have finally grasped with all of my being, despite what I'm going through, that God doesn't ever change. He remains the same even when my circumstances change. The reality is, God isn't good only in the good times. God remains good all the time, and that means also when bad things are happening. But as I reflected on this, I asked myself, what is a bad thing? Is a situation bad because it appears unfavorable, even if the outcome later proves to be favorable? What is a bad circumstance? Is it bad to God or only bad to us as humans? As we know it, bad or evil exists because of sin, and sin exists because of the devil. If there was no devil, there would be no sin, and ultimately no bad or evil. So bad or evil circumstances happen because of sin, because of the devil, and God allows them because of the fall of man and the consequences of sin. Yes, God allows them. But that does not make God bad, because even though he allows the bad circumstances, he gave us his word as a guide, as comfort, to know that in spite of, he promised to never leave us or forsake us. And he meant it. The issue is that some of us think that when bad things happen, that promise goes through the door and God does not care, because how could a good God allow bad situations? But what we don't understand is that when we say or think like that, we are implying that God has changed and his words are mere lies. But if we know God, we know that's not his character. God's character does not change because our situation has changed. God is not defined by what we go through. And once you begin to believe that wholeheartedly, your approach to your challenges will change. When I started my undergrad studies, I had to stop because my mom could not afford my tuition. I was supposed to start a different university, but ended up making some poor choices that led me to seek employment, and my tuition became my responsibility. I started working, and then a few years in, I resumed my studies. I still couldn't afford the tuition. I didn't have the first dollar, but I started anyhow. I stopped working in my final year of university. Tuition fees were piling up. What? Hello? God? Why? How? That was an unfavorable situation, but not once did my faith waver. I was comforted by the fact that even though I was not working and I had bills to pay, God would show up, because he said he would never leave me or